Because I'm called. Early in my career in law enforcement, my first focus was arresting the bad guys. But I've learned that calm, purposeful leadership is what creates a strong, safe community. It's what defines the tone of the organization and the city. And it's my job to set the tone, to create a positive atmosphere for the officers at the MPD. As an officer, the way you conduct yourself is important to the officers that you influence, to the community you serve. It's how you gain the respect of both. When you encounter a citizen, they may be having the worst day of their life. It's an officer's job to be caring, compassionate, and kind. If we do this, there's no problem we can't overcome. I'm called to focus on our community, our citizens, and their well-being. I go to bed at night and wake up in the morning thinking about the needs of the people in Montgomery. I know we have to reach out and make the effort to show the citizens that we care. And our officers are doing this every day by going the extra mile, by doing more than is expected, and the people of the community notice. We have a great spirit here in the MPD enforcing what is good with a team of calm, caring warriors. In Montgomery, our crime numbers are down and the support of the citizens is up. That's what we work to achieve, and as the Chief of Police, that's what I'm called to do. I am Kevin Murphy, and because I'm called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I am called. My dad's public service was a great influence in my life. He was the first African-American police officer in Enterprise, Alabama. As a kid, I loved to look at old clippings of my dad and his accomplishments. I looked up to him, sort of the way kids see superheroes today. I want to be a good example to new officers that go through this program. I want to be a role model for kids in the community. I am involved in my church. I like being part of the community. I have 5 girls. We have fun together. We bowl, go to the movies, and just, talk. Some kids aren't as lucky. Their fathers aren't involved in their lives. Some officers and I provided Christmas to a little girl whose father was arrested. I bought food for people who are hungry. I really feel for people in need, and it feels good to help. My job makes me feel good. It's fun to lead a new class of young officers. It's rewarding to see these young men and women graduate and say thank you for getting them through it. I like training people to help the community the way I help, to serve the public, to serve as officers, and to help people. I am Andre Carlisle, and because I am called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called. This all started with me in kindergarten when they asked me to draw a picture. I drew a policewoman in a motorcycle in blue marker. That was my dream job. So I was called to do this at an early age. I was a junior in high school on 9/11, trying to figure out what to do with my life. After that event, I wanted to protect our country. I thought about the military. When I thought back to my picture, I decided I would stay here and protect my country here at home. I went to college and got a master's degree in public safety. I spent a year in accident investigation with MPD. Now I train officers and operators of other emergency vehicles to operate them safely in different kinds of conditions. Traffic crashes are the leading cause of deaths for law enforcement officers. Most people don't realize that. We lose officers every year to traffic accidents. I want to help stop that. I'm here to improve our skills to make the roads safer for citizens and officers. It's a huge responsibility and it's on my shoulders, but it's what I've always dreamed of doing with my life. I am Dolores Engelman, and because I am called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called. Before I was in law enforcement, I was in the U.S. Air Force on active duty. I like the brotherhood mentality of the military. That's why I chose a career in law enforcement after my military service. It's that same kind of brotherhood. It takes that kind of support to serve in the MPD bomb squad. Being on the bomb squad takes skill and mental preparation. It takes a certain kind of person to do this job, to walk into a situation unsure of the outcome. But I was called to do it. Encountering suspicious packages, abandoned backpacks, helping a citizen who was cleaning out his grandfather's garage and found a hand grenade. I'm the guy who is called to assess the situation. These are situations that are potentially dangerous and deadly, but to me it's exciting and rewarding. I like the unknown, never knowing what to expect. When the radio goes off, you never know what's next. I am Matt Higgins, and because I'm called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called, I was called to this career early. I was a traffic patrol kid in elementary school. I still remember the badges I wore. I was the squad leader over some of the kids. I liked helping out. I think this career was meant for me all along. Now I'm a motor supervisor, which means I supervise a shift of motorcycle officers. My parents wouldn't let me ride a motorcycle as a kid. Now I get to ride one as part of my job. Pretty cool, huh? Except for things like weather. Bad weather and motorcycles aren't a good combination. My partner and I got indirectly hit by lightning while on shift. It was scary. As part of my job, I help work logistics for charity events in the community. You know, walks, runs, things like that. I like figuring out problems and making things streamlined. I like helping to keep the streets safe, just like when I was a kid. My name is Oswald Chavez, and because I'm called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called, my father and my uncle were in law enforcement, so I grew up around it my whole life, seeing the uniform, hearing the cool stories that made me want to be a part of it. As a child, I battled cancer and was given chemotherapy, which saved my life. But because of the treatment, I lost 90% of my hearing in the higher range. I overcame this challenge, and because of this experience, it helped equip me for the challenges that I face as a police officer. I want to do this for the rest of my life. I feel like this is my calling. Maybe because I've always had the desire to help people, and this is the best way to do it for me. People just assume that all we do is ride around and write tickets, but there's way more to it. We go above and beyond every day. We keep the community safe. We do things that people never know about. I've probably changed tires for 10 people in the last 3 months. I bought gas for a lady who was stranded. I didn't have to do it, but it was the right thing to do. The job is stressful. Every decision we make influences someone's safety or my own. The best part of the job is when someone comes up to you and thank you for what you do. When you can make someone happy, you know you've made a difference. I do mission work with my church. I work with orphans. I serve meals to the homeless. I help out wherever I can. I was called to protect and serve. I put my life on the line every day for my job. I am Joseph Favor, and because I'm called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called. My dad influenced my decision to have a career in law enforcement. He influenced everything I've ever done in my life. I watched him when I was growing up. When he came home each evening, I would ask what happened that day, wanting to hear every detail. Like my dad, I was in the military. I've been deployed 3 times. I've been to Cuba. I've been to Iraq. I was the only female of any rank in my squad. I was in charge of missions. A lot of my soldiers in my squad had never worked with a female in their military career. In those experiences, I learned how to communicate effectively. I learned patience. I learned how to lead and how to earn respect. As a police officer, you have to earn the respect of the community. To earn the trust of people in trouble, you have to be able to handle all sorts of situations emotionally. The summer before I went to the police academy, I was on a beach vacation with my family, with my parents. A little girl we didn't know on the beach drowned. I tried to help save her, but I couldn't. That night, my dad took me aside and told me that in law enforcement, no matter how hard you try, you can't save everybody. And you have to be able to handle the bad and negative things. And even though you have to be strong, that sometimes it's okay to cry. My dad is my hero, and I followed in his footsteps, helping people. I am Regina Duckett, and because I'm called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called. I have a story. Everyone has a story. I didn't grow up in the best of neighborhoods. I fought other kids, I was disrespectful to adults, and I even physically fought my mom. I hung around the wrong people, and I stayed in trouble. I've had to work since I was a child, pretty much since the age of 12. I worked in janitorial, and I worked in retail. There were people that influenced me, that helped me. When I was a teenager, I had a retail manager that saw something in me. I met the husband of a coworker who was a sergeant in MPD. He told me about his career in law enforcement. He was the one who called me to law enforcement. He was a big influence in my decision to choose this career path. I am happy. I love what I do. but my job is tough. In the crime scene unit, there are murders and bodies. It is stressful. You have to separate yourself from the job, emotionally and mentally. My family is a big part of this. My hobbies are a part of this. I have a career in modeling. I love modeling. I have always wanted to be the girl in the ads. I've even been in fashion shows. I love playing dress up. I've even gotten my kids into modeling. And you know what? I won Alabama's top model. Pretty cool, huh? I have given talks to young girls about attitude, self-esteem, and just about life. My childhood, my career, and my hobbies all help me to help others. I am Saba Coleman, mom, model, and police officer. And because I am called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.
Because I'm called. I was born and raised in Montgomery. I love the city, and I want to make it a better place to live. That's what I get to do every day. I respond to high priority calls. I assist with natural disasters, and I provide security at special events in the city. Part of my job allows me to assist U.S. Marshals capturing high priority felony suspects. You know, individuals suspected of murder, robbery, any type of high priority call. We get to investigate each case. We get to search for the suspects. And we capture suspects, it feels great. It's great because it helps the families involved get closure. It helps the city become a safe place. And it helps me feel good about what I do every day. It's a cool job because you have a part of making the place you grew up a better place. I am Matthew Kiosafon, and because I'm called, I serve you in the Montgomery Police Department.